Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, October 28th, and welcome to CVHP News. I'm Sonora Scott. This will be a short newscast letting you know what we're working on today at KLST and KSAN and the stories you can find on our website, ContraValleyHomepage.com. Plus, I'll share some other stories and things you need to know before starting your day. First up, here's a look at what we've got planned. The Alcohol and Drug Abuse Council of the Contra Valley Cares, and local law enforcement will be giving a proclamation about Red Ribbon Week today at noon. The event will be held at ADEX Building. Officer Tracy Pyatt Fox will also join us to tell us more. And early voting is still in full swing. On the ballot, there are 10 constitutional amendments, 1 City of San Angelo proposition, and 1 item for those who live in the Water Valley School District. You can vote at the Ed B. and Francis Frink Keys building. And over the weekend, a legend in the calf roping world announced his retirement. 6-time world champion Cody Ohl was honored during the San Angelo Roping Fiesta on Saturday. His efforts and achievements are now on a plaque near the entrance of the outdoor arena. In an exclusive interview, we spoke to him after it was unveiled.
Oh, it's the greatest feeling in the world. You know, I just left so much blood, sweat, and tears out here in this arena in San Angelo, and it's just to walk away from the sport and walk away from this roping and match, at the top of my game. It couldn't feel any better. Like I said, this is the greatest fans, greatest committee, greatest town. I mean, just can't say enough about San Angelo, and it's all about calf roping, and that's been my life. So all the runs and stuff here, just honoring all the greats that paved the road ahead of me. So great day.
Congratulations, Cody. Well, it was a bit chilly going to work this morning, and I think it's only going to get colder, but let's check in with meteorologist Jay Martin, who's got an update for us. Good morning, Jay.
Well, we did have a chilly start to our morning. We saw some mid-40s for a few, some low 50s for some others. So it is going to be a chilly start, but we're going to see it warm up nicely. We're going to see some low 70s pretty much for a lot of us today. Some of us will see a few degrees warmer. Some of us actually see a few degrees cooler, but overall, some low 70s. And as we go into tonight, again, cooling off to the mid 40s to upper 40s for a lot of us. The thing is that everyone's wondering when we're going to get some rain. Well, that's going to be coming in Tuesday and Wednesday. Light rain chances as we go through it, but Wednesdays we're seeing the bulk of that. As that cold front finally pushes through, it's going to be giving us rain and cooler temperatures as well. We're seeing mid 50s after having such a nice, lovely 70 on this lovely Monday. But then, of course, we have a 100% chance of spookiness happening on Thursday. And then we're going to see for the rest of the week, we'll see mid 60s warming us up nicely.
And we are back with Officer Tracy Pyatt Fox. Thanks for coming and being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So we're talking about Red Ribbon Week and the proclamation that's going to be, I guess, announced later today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is the history behind Red Ribbon Week?
This was really, actually, it's the nation's largest and oldest drug prevention campaign, and it was sparked in 1985 by the brutal killing of a DEA agent in Mexico.
Yeah, and so it just kind of, I guess, spurred into this movement.
He actually had this dream of making a difference in fighting drugs and corruption, and wanted to join the DEA. His family was against it, and his mother was terrified for him and tried to persuade him to pursue another career, but he really wanted to make a difference. So he joined the agency and did some great work, but unfortunately, sometimes when you're doing that good work, you become a target. And he was kidnapped and tortured and killed.
Yeah, but now we do have this, this legacy. So his legacy carrying on, and every year for a whole week.
Yeah, his death really sparked a movement in that country as well as the United States for communities, parents to really speak up, and they were tired of what drugs and alcohol were doing to communities and families. So the Red Ribbon campaign took off in 1985. I think the first actually sponsored celebration might have been in 1988. But it's a great campaign.
Yeah, so let's for maybe those who don't have kids, they're not in on the dress up days and everything. Right. It seems like a fun thing, but there's actually lessons being taught.
Very good lessons. I know that here in recent history of the campaign, they've put it out to middle school students to actually pitch their idea for the yearly theme. Yeah. And this year it was a middle school student from Connecticut. Isabella Wares, and she had this theme pitch, send a message, stay drug free, and she won over thousands of submissions of ideas. Yes.
Wow. So that's the message.
That's the message. Send a message. Stay drug free. And really what it is a call to action for people to make healthy choices in their life. And it serves as a reminder that when you decide to stay drug free, you're really sending a message to others that you care about your own health, your friends' health, your community as a whole. And it's a great message.
It is. And now this happens, elementary through high school.
Yes.
This whole campaign, everybody participates. And maybe for those who are saying, oh man, that might be too young on the elementary side, they experience some of this stuff.
Yes, and I'm one of those kids.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I grew up in a home where drugs and alcohol were in my home, and I had school officers back then, and I had other family members that were sending a message to me that not to go in that direction. And this is the world that we live in. I don't think you can be too young to have healthy conversations with your children.
Yeah.
So it's important.
Definitely age appropriate, but start those conversations.
Absolutely. And there's so many great resources online to really start the conversation, help parents start the conversation for age appropriate, whatever your kid's age is. There's, guidelines for these conversations that you might find difficult, but really it's necessary.
It is, yeah. And that's I've spoken with all the folks at ADAC, multiple times. They have those resources online, and it's we're fortunate to have a group here in San Angelo.
We are very blessed.
Yeah,
they are so committed to the health and well-being of this community, and they're doing great things. They have just their staff is really dedicated and caring. So we are very fortunate to have them here.
Definitely. So let's talk about the actual proclamation today at noon at ADAC's building.
Yes.
What can the people expect?
Well, typically, ADAC will run through what the theme is for the year. They'll talk about the importance of the campaign and really stress that, yes, it is a week long, but it should be something that we're striving towards every day of the year. We'll have different speakers from different organizations and law enforcement who are always there to support ADAC in their efforts, because much of what we deal with in law enforcement could be avoided if people were not engaging in drug activity and drinking. So it's law enforcement, we do have an interest in their mission as well.
Definitely. And for those kids, maybe there's a kid like you watching right now, you could have gone down a totally different path, but here you are. What would you share with them?
When I go out and speak to kids in the community who are living with this, I try to tell them that you don't have to be where you come from. You create your own life and your own destiny. And, my father went to prison, and I never knew my mother to be sober.
Yeah.
And my kids, I've talked about it with my kids, and they can't believe the childhood that I had, but it's something that I really believe in for these kids, is you don't have to be where you come from. Just make your own destiny and make the right choices.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're a living, breathing example of that.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And thank you for coming on the show today. Is there any final message you want to share?
No, I just, if you are free this afternoon, stop by ADAC, and you're more than welcome to support the proclamation event, and just get to know your ADAC staff, your local law enforcement, and really be a part of the health of your community.
Yeah. Like I'm glad you mentioned that. It's not just your health or your friends or family's health, it's the health of the community.
Right.
And we can all help each other out.
Absolutely. And, the success of a community, it really does start with our health. So health and well-being, absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Such a great message, and thank you for joining us today for CVHP News. Remember, follow us on social media, download our app. All you have to do is search Contra Valley Homepage in your app store. And that's all for right now, but we'll see you right back here tomorrow.